Welcome to the You Can Man podcast, episode 106. I'm Josh.
I'm Tim.
And I'm Dave.
And on this week's episode, I was going to do it.
That's Tim screwed it up. All right.
And on this week's episode, we are back with the Christmas gift guide for 2021.
Welcome back, guys. I told y'all that Dave and Josh were going to be back on at some point, and I'm delivering on that promise tonight. You may have noticed that I have not released an episode since, I think, August. And Dave and Josh have not been on the podcast for about 7 months. So, we kind of had to take a break, and Dave and Josh definitely had to take a break.
We had to work through some things personally, emotionally, physically.
Yeah. It took a lot of money to get us back here, but we're back.
Now,
it's good to be back.
I recorded what did I say? 7 shows? Eight shows without you guys. So
that's a feat.
You're welcome for bringing you back. Okay. Dave, what are you doing?
That was my jacket.
We're out of practice. We're not professional.
Yeah, this is a little awkward.
We said right before we, clicked the
record
on button that this is going to be a little bit weird. Josh is like, it's going to be like a first date, another first date. Mm-hmm. But I think we're going to get right back into it.
Yeah, and we thought, what better way to get back into it than with a Christmas gift guide? Because it's a tradition.
Old reliable.
'Tis the season, boys.
Yeah, so we thought we would do that. But it's going to be a lot of catching up. And, we're gonna be a little free flowing with it. We're gonna try to do one show per month. So if you've been a regular listener and you're like, what's going on? Haven't heard from them in a while. So I've had some folks reach out to me and be like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, our Patreon group is very upset because they put big money every month and we're not delivering.
Yeah, hey, listen, if you want to hear more episodes, then start shouting it from the mountaintops and slinging some cash our way, and we'll bring we'll bring you some more episodes. That's just how it works.
Yeah, we did have a sponsored episode, guys.
That's right.
Well, right when we got a sponsored episode, I was like, I'm out.
Dave doesn't do it for the money.
No, well, I truly don't.
Yeah, if you haven't listened to that one, it was on the Fram. I had a person from Fram come on the show and talk all about the history of the company and all their kind of different stuff that they do. So that was kind of cool to have like an expert on
very cool
oil filters and such.
Yep.
And they sent me some free stuff. Nice. So that was kind of cool.
Where's my oil filter, man?
Bro,
did you get an oil filter for a 2013 Honda Accord?
I got it for my 2012 Toyota Sienna.
Dang.
Could have doubled that order for me.
Actually, I do have a cabin air filter for you, Josh, if you'd like to have it.
Those you don't have to replace
but
those.
Do you have
Dude, I took mine out and had leaves in it.
You don't have to replace it.
Really?
You don't have to do it.
Yeah, mine had leaves.
Dave, clearly you didn't listen to the Fram.
You don't have to do it. I'm telling you from the horse's mouth.
With your allergies, you got to change this. Come on.
I do. That's a good point that I went to the this is a couple years ago. I was like, man, I'm like sneezing and coughing and like watery eyes. He's like, that's allergies. I was like, I literally said, I don't have allergies to him, to a doctor. I was like, yeah, that's not what it is. But it turns out that's what it is. But you develop them. He was like, your body like resets every 12 years. I was like, okay, which doctor? It's the truth, man. This was not even a chiropractor. Okay. This was not Willard, the chiropractor. This was a doctor.
What's up, Willard?
Medical doctor. And yeah, it's true. Anyway.
Josh, does your 2012 Toyota Sienna, I feel
limited
like
all-wheel drive. Go ahead.
Yes. I want to talk about your off-road tires.
I want to talk about those too.
Okay. But
roast me.
If I feel like any smell that is outside the vehicle immediately comes inside. I mean, it's like that cabin air filter.
The air filter.
I think it's an issue just with, I don't know what it is, but it's like whenever. So recently, I mean, if I can be honest, it's been people smoking weed around me.
Yep. That's potent stuff.
It's becoming potent. Like really
it's all over the place. All over the place.
Yeah, in our area. Surely it's just a matter of time before they legalize it in Georgia.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm like, oh, somebody's smoking weed. And I tell the kids, I'm like, that smell, that's weed. I was like, let's see who we can find out who is doing it around us. And then,
growing up, it was always, my parents said it was a skunk. And now as an adult, I'm like, oh,
right.
Not quite.
But I smell that all the time. I don't know what it is with the Sienna, but like whatever smells outside.
I haven't noticed that. I'll have to check in on that.
Smell it inside. Anyhow.
Is your kid in the back like, yeah, Dad, I don't know what that smell is.
Right.
Let's talk about these tires real quick. So Josh, Josh has a Toyota Sienna, as he mentioned, because he's sold out.
And I'm proud of it.
And he's a member of forums. He goes online. He reads about it. He tells me about all these people online that are like, my Sienna goes off road. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. But so Josh bought these tires. You have to tell me what kind of tires they are. What are they?
Falcon Wild Peak.
All right. So we walk up to the van and Josh is like, dude, look at my van. It looks off road. I was like, no, it doesn't. It looks like an accessible van, like, someone who has a wheelchair. I was like, dude, it does not look off road. It doesn't look awesome. It looks like you own a wheelchair.
I've had 7 other people say otherwise. So
was one of them Tim, and
Kristen
then your wife
has gotten compliments at multiple stores.
Who's Kristen? We have
wife.
new listeners, and they need to know who
Kristen's
Kristen's
wife. Right. She's driving it. Yeah, dude. Like. Whatever, Goodwill.
Stop.
He's like,
don't believe
he's like,
that.
yo, I like those tires. Also, our buddy Jared Law, who's like a moto dude.
Okay, Jared drives a Sprinter van.
Well, he rides motorcycles out in Colorado, and he's like, oh, Wild Peaks, nice, good tires.
Okay.
I was like, okay, thank you.
It's
vindication.
But
look,
don't you have to put like a little bit of a lift on it for it to?
It looks lifted.
Yeah.
It looks a little bit lifted.
I put airbags in the back because the back sags, but I have airbags in the back.
It's got a saggy bottom.
Well, it's under load, like any kind of load you put in the back. It's super squat. So I got airbags, cheap, Amazon, quick install. Yeah, they make her lift. They make a lift for it. Wife hasn't approved that, but a man can dream.
A lift
right?
for the wheelchair.
A man can dream about a lift on his minivan.
Okay.
Thank you.
We want to hear about that process if you actually go through with it, which I don't think you're going to.
I don't think so either.
But okay, we got to talk about our trip to Hawaii that we took in August. So, listeners,
you guys went to Hawaii?
We went all together. So special.
It was.
The 3 of us and our wives and Josh's cousin, Matt, who has been a guest.
He was our first guest? Was he our first?
He might have been.
He was one of the early ones. He may have been the first guest.
So we did a show way back with Matt because he used to run a landscaping business. I don't remember the episode number, but you can look it up.
He's a realtor now, Matt LaMarche.
Yep, he's a realtor now, but he and his wife went as well. So we rented, we did an Airbnb thing, got a whole house. I want to talk about the van.
Oh, the van was clutch. Look, first of all, the trip was awesome. I never thought that I would take a trip like that. But Josh is the kind of person who expects his friends to go to Hawaii for his birthday. And we did. It was fantastic. Best trip I've ever taken. Tim recommends this van. He's like, we should all get a van. And I was like, that's a terrible idea. Because I hate
the
vans.
only reason why I rented this van, so I'm on, y'all know I'm I'm not going to say cheap. I'm frugal. And I was shopping for a rental car, and like the deal of the day on, I guess it was Hotwire, was this massive van. It was a 12-passenger van, and it was cheaper than a compact. So I was like,
that is bizarre.
I'm going to do that. I mean, I don't care. I'll drive that around.
Yeah, and this was on the cusp of like further restrictions to Hawaii.
No, not on the cusp. I'll tell you what it was. Hawaii was shut down, and you were like, "Let's go to Hawaii." I was like, "That's never going to work out." It worked out, but they were not accepting people onto that island.
Well, when we planned the trip initially and committed to it, it was mid all COVID stuff.
Yeah.
And we're like, surely in 9 months we'll be back to normal.
Well, we got great deals on everything too, because I mean that car, I think it was like $40 a day.
That's amazing.
In Hawaii. So I was like, I'm definitely going to do that. But then we started hearing all of these horror stories of people showing up to Hawaii or wherever they're going, and all these rental cars had sold off their inventory, and they were just like, oh, sorry. Here's your money back.
Yeah.
So I called like a month out, if y'all remember, just to check.
Oh, you were stressed about it. You're like, they might not have my van.
Yeah, people were actually, and I heard from a local there, that people were coming on island, couldn't get the rental car, and they were renting U-Hauls.
Yes,
and
to drive around.
That's what they used to drive around. So anyways, it all worked out. We got the van, and it was like party bus.
It was clutch, man. It was
awesome.
so good.
If you go to Hawaii with a group of folks, which I hope you get to do someday, rent you a nice big van. This was a one of these Ford
Transit
vans. I
With a
loved
high
it.
top.
I loved
It
it.
was funny because, when we got back like a week or two later, Tim sends out a text. He's like, I just missed the van. Like, Tim loved
really
that
do.
van. It was a great idea.
I don't think that it would fit in my garage.
No,
It's huge, man.
I think it's too tall.
It was really tall. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's got the high top on it.
Yeah. So that was awesome. We went to Kauai. It is known as the Garden Island.
It's the chicken island.
It's supposed to be, well, there's other chickens on other islands.
Oh,
but
really?
yeah.
Okay.
I think so. But
This one's known for chickens.
yeah, it's supposed to be the oldest geologically, I guess,
special.
island.
Yeah, that did not impress me. I heard that. I was like, I don't care. When I came back, like 4 or 5 people that I work with were like, "Oh, I've been to Kauai." Like, it's not a small number of people have been to Hawaii.
That is true, but it's also when we were there, I wasn't like this is a tourist.
No, it was
trap.
not like that at all.
It was very well done.
Yeah, it was almost rural. And
Yeah, it's one of the least. Maybe they have more restrictions on what can be built there. I think it might be part of it. I don't think they allow high rise buildings, so that's probably something to do with it. But it's gorgeous. If you remember watching Jurassic Park, the opening scene, a lot of that was Kauai, where they're coming down those gorgeous mountains. That's the Nepali coastline, which we did a boat tour of, and
don't
we
remind
hiked.
me. Good Lord.
So Dave got sick on it, as did Josh's wife, unfortunately.
half the people on the boat. Well, I don't know about.
I
half.
was
There were a lot of
sick.
people.
I just didn't disperse anything.
Everybody except for 2 people in our party were. Tim, you didn't get sick. You didn't feel sick.
I was
did you?
feeling
Yeah,
it. but
everybody was feeling it. So, like Josh's wife was a mess. I felt so bad for her. I was on the cusp. I was fighting it so hard. It was bad. It was really rough.
Yeah, but it was. I mean,
Other than
was
that,
awesome.
yeah, that was the only bad day.
Other than
really.
puking your guts out, other than that, it was great.
yeah. Anything else you guys want to say about Hawaii?
No,
No.
it's pretty.
No.
Go.
I mean,
I'm not a Hawaii person.
being in Hawaii, I told people this. It's like being in some tropical foreign country that a lot of places in America we don't have what this looks like, right? So you kind of usually have to go to a foreign country to kind of get this feel and this look of this tropical, just paradise.
You are blown away just by the
But-
views and the.
yeah, but it's America, so it's just
Every
All
beach
the-
was
all the-
also perfect.
all the more better. Hawaii was amazing. If you get an opportunity to do it, you need to go for sure. Okay.
Whoa, you're not moving on yet. I feel we cannot move on without mentioning Let's Go Atlanta Braves. All right. 2 weeks ago, the Atlanta Braves won the World Series. I have to mention it. It was fantastic.
It was special.
I try not to get too caught up in. I like sports. I don't get super caught up in them because I got other stuff I got to, worry about and do. But
Real life.
But man, it was awesome. Like people who do not care about baseball cared about baseball. Everybody was having fun. It was
I watched
those
some of the
2
games.
weeks, the NLDS and the World Series. Woo! It was great. You kind of get a glimpse of what it's like to live in, one of these quote unquote sports towns, like those miserable places like friggin' Boston and New York, where they just do this every year. And it's like, man, that'd be fun.
Yeah, it was a special event.
It was cool.
It was some vindication for the city.
It was some vindication. I did not want to see the Dodgers,
northern
but we beat them,
Dealt
so
with
that
them.
it felt better. Felt like we were moving on. I don't know. It was great. Loved it.
Good deal. And while in you guys' absence, I did have the official Braves photographer on the podcast. If you hadn't listened to that one, Kevin Lyles,
Nice.
you have to check that out. It was kind of a lot of photographer speak.
Yeah, that's
So
really
Dave,
boring.
you'd really
It's
love
really
it.
boring.
Actually, yeah.
It wouldn't bother me. I just like to make fun of you for your photographer lingo, like pulling focus.
That's more of like a video thing.
All right. Okay, Tim. Let's
There
keep
it
it.
goes.
Let's keep it it on on the straight and narrow.
Okay, let's get into some of our gift ideas. In years past, we've kind of thrown out a lot of these, and we've even dissected some other gift guides. We're not gonna do that this year. Some of that may come out, but I just told the guys to come prepared with at least two things. So I'll go first, and I think this was on my list. I think last year, but I freaking love it.
Okay.
My Garmin Instinct watch.
Yep, I've heard about it.
GPS watch. I absolutely love it. They have a couple different models. So I just had the base model. I don't need all the other fancy stuff. They have like a tactical version, which does all this
You can
stuff.
shoot with it.
I don't even know. Then they do have a solar version, which actually I would be interested in.
That'd be kind of cool. We've all got Garmin sitting around. I don't wear it all. I just wear it when I run, and it is a great little gadget
It's
to have.
extra reliable.
You need it. This is stupid, but like I don't go on a run without. If I don't have my watch, if I don't have my Garmin, I'm not running.
Yep.
Which is dumb, but it just makes it better.
Yeah, I was not a watch person at all. Never wore a watch.
Every man should be a watch person.
Same.
But got the Garmin, and now I sleep with this thing on because it does do like some sleep tracking stuff too.
Same way.
So Garmin Instinct, check it out. I don't know. They might be coming out with a newer version because this thing's been out for quite some time. But anyways, if the man in your life needs a good watch and he's thinking about getting into running
Or just being active.
or being active or doing any kind of hiking, like, so this thing, you can have it track the trail you're on, and then it'll tell you the way back. So it'll give you a little kind of
Breadcrumbs.
Yeah, exactly. So Garmin Instinct. Okay, guys, what you got?
How much is a Garmin Instinct?
So I feel like I've seen them as low, like on sale for like as low as $150.
Yeah.
I think.
That's
Yeah, so
cheap.
Tim's is like I think a little bit of a step up from what Josh and I have. You and I have the Forerunner 235, which I think is like
8 or 9 years old now, I think.
yeah, and it's like maybe $130. So yeah, it's it's a little bit of a chunk of change, but
they're usually like $200.
Okay. Not bad.
I want to go next.
It's a good gift. Go for it.
I want to go next. I dropped my
Let's
gift.
go, Brandon.
All right. So I think every man should wear a watch. Every man should also have a pocket knife. Everybody knows on this podcast I love pocket knives. Also, every man, I believe, should have a good flashlight.
Tactical
Okay.
flashlight.
It doesn't have to be tactical, but you need to have a flashlight either, in your kit, at home, or one that you carry with you. I carry mine on me all the time.
EDC.
Yeah, I don't like that term. It's so overused and it's stupid.
All right, what kind of flashlight you got?
All right, so I would recommend Olight. They're actually a local company. They're in Marietta. They make really, 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 really good flashlights. I have owned a ton of flashlights. Olight's my favorite. They're not cheap. I would recommend. So this is the Warrior Mini. It's small. It has a magnetic tail cap, which also doubles as like a magnetic charging thing. You just like put the magnet on, it charges it.
What kind of battery is that thing?
It's a really weird battery. It's not the CR123. It's weirder than that. This is me unscrewing it.
Interesting.
It's a
like
weird-
fat double A.
These are in the flashlight community. These are like the big ones. But it's a great battery. Lasts forever. Tons of light. I use it all the
It's
time.
rechargeable.
It's rechargeable. Yes, it is rechargeable.
That magnet you can stick to.
So the
surfaces?
it's super strong. Here we go. Dink.
Oh wow,
Yeah. So it'll if you're working on your car, you can stick it on the hood.
that's nice.
It's really, really handy. It's got the clip, so you can put it on the bill of your hat if you need to. So yeah, check out Olight. That's OLIGHT, local company to
How
Marietta.
much is a Warrior Mini run?
Warrior Mini's just under $100, so it's like
that's not
$90.
bad. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's bad if you lose it. I haven't lost
that's
one
how-
yet, so I have like 2 or 3 of these. Great flashlights. I'd highly recommend it.
All right, good.
All right,
Josh.
I'm going with one that I want. All of a sudden, it's a TV. So all guys, blanket statement. Most guys, they're like, I want a TV. It's got to be in the den or the living room.
Yeah.
It's got to be big. Wives are like, okay, like they know they like a TV, but it's ugly, right?
Yeah,
it's
it can be unsightly.
It's a big 55-inch
Right.
rectangle on the wall.
It's a fraternity house.
So they've had these for a while, but they've been ultra expensive. But it's called the Samsung The Frame.
I've
is what it's
seen
called.
this, yeah.
And
I don't know what this is.
it's Samsung The Frame. It's a QLED, so like super high quality, 4K, whatever. And when it's not functioning as a TV, it flips to looking like art. And it's got like, you can get them with different frames on them, like real
Nice.
thin, like a wood frame or a teak frame, or and then it has a mat. You can like make it look like it's isn't that what it's called?
Yeah.
Matted. So it has like a little secondary frame around it. And then you can upload artwork. And I think it also makes it kind of flat looking. So like not like a TV is displaying art. It more looks like actual art on
How
the
many
wall.
how many dollars are we talking about?
Dude, this is why I put it on the list. A 50-inch right now on Amazon is $897.
Yeah.
I paid $1,000 like 5 years ago for a non 4K, like a UHD TV, a 55-inch UHD Vizio, which is like, second tier.
It's way $8.99. You said $8.99.
$897.
That's
for
way
a
less than I thought you were going to
50-inch.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's doable. Let's not act like I don't have like friggin' kid toys and just stuff all over my living room that's more unsightly than the TV.
True.
But I love where your head's at. I think that would look great.
Yeah. Especially in a room that's like you care about.
Yeah.
The nice room.
Let me see a picture.
For those
Show
people
me a
who,
picture.
For those people who have nice rooms in their house.
All right.
So how do you flip it? Like, how does it flip?
It has a motion sensor. So like when you
It
turn
flips
it off,
on its own?
Yeah, when you turn it off, it'll turn to art. But also after a while, like instead of showing a screensaver, it can flip to art.
Nice.
But when like it detects, anyway, it has motion detector, so you can make it do whatever you want whenever you want. Anyway,
Feels like a need.
not a bad spend and that's a real TV. That's not even a bad price for a normal TV.
Yeah.
All right.
All right,
Go for
my next one, I own this. It is the Meter, MEATER. It's a meat thermometer. Have you guys heard of this?
Nope.
Called the Meter.
Great name.
My good friend Josh in California, who we've had on the show before,
Mr. Chick-fil-A.
he runs a Chick-fil-A.
What's up, Josh?
In Thousand Oaks, California. He had one when I went out to visit. I was like, that's slick. Okay, so it's got a little receiver thing, and then the probe thing is like this all metal stainless steel thing. You stick it in the meat, and then it's got a receiver that you just put on the outside of the oven. So it's like a magnetic thing. It then connects with your phone. You pull up the app. You say, I'm cooking a pork loin, whatever. And it'll say, okay, how do you want to cook it? Like medium, whatever. And it will tell you when to take the thing out of the oven. Because, the temperature continues to rise as
Correct.
you're cooking, right?
Obviously.
We learned that from our guest Alan Sears.
Yes. And so it'll beep at you. It'll say, okay, time to take it out. And then it'll even give you how long to wait until you can cut it. Because, you got to let it rest, right? But it just takes all the guesswork out of cooking meat. Meter, I should have checked the price on it. I want to say it's like $100. I mean, it's a little pricey.
We're bringing the heat this year,
but it is amazing. It really is. And then the little receiver thing, you just put it back in there when you're done, and it charges it. It takes like a couple like AA batteries or something like that, and then I just stick it on the side of the fridge when I'm not using it.
Okay.
But it's been clutch. I
Sweet.
love the thing.
That sounds good.
there were a lot of innuendos in that, and I'm just surprised that I got through it. But moving on.
Okay, moving
I mean,
on.
the meat thermometer, we got probes, we got the meter. Anyway, so, all right, my next gift idea is, this is kind of a weird one, but I'll give you a quick backstory. Not one of my favorite gifts, but a really good gift that I got one year. I think I might have asked for it. I was like, I want a subscription to like 3 magazines. Okay, so I'm dating myself. This was well over 10 years ago.
Sports Illustrated for kids.
Yeah, obviously. Anyway, so it was just a cool gift because it was the gift that kept on giving the whole year. Like, every month I get a new magazine, and I got like 3 of them. It was great. I got like Motor Trend. I think I got Men's Health and something else. Anyway, whatever. So that was cool. It was a random gift. But I was thinking, I'm like, I like those gifts that just keep on giving and you almost don't expect them. All right, so I was in my garage the other day, and I'm just looking around for, what was I looking for? It was oil for my trimmer, right? So you got to, put the oil in with the gas. I never have it. I want somebody to just give me like a grab bag of all the random stuff from Home Depot, like the $2 things that you don't ever have. You have to like drive to Home Depot to go buy like a $2 bottle of the friggin' oil. I want like the oil. I want some yard bags. I just want all that random stuff just thrown in a bucket. And here you go. Merry Christmas or whatever.
So basic landscaping, stocking stuff,
something like that. This is almost. I'm not going to say your wife can't get it for you, but my wife would have no idea what to buy for me in this instance. So this is like a brother-in-law gift. I feel like something that you'd get your brother-in-law. Just get him some, some 2-stroke oil. Get him some yard bags. A couple little knickknacks like that.
Okay.
Tim, don't rain on my parade. This is my gift idea.
I'm just trying to think of what else you'd put in there. Like
I've got 2 things. I have nothing else that I can think of.
Okay, like maybe
some nails, some screws.
Just write those 2 things.
Some like trimmer line or something.
Some trimmer line. That's a great idea, Tim, because that's the kind of thing that you have it, and then all of a sudden you don't, and you're like, dang it, and then you're in the middle of trimming the yard, and you're halfway done, and you're out of trimmer line, over, and then you got to drive up to friggin' Home Depot. It's just annoying. It'd be great if somebody took care of that for you.
Maybe like a set of blades. If you've got
I got the gears turning.
Like a riding lawnmower. I'm thinking, the belts they can go out.
Yeah.
And if you drive your riding mower like I drive mine,
you drive it hard.
You get some stuff stuck up in there and you break the belt or something, or like it pops off. Anyway,
shouldn't be doing that, Sam.
Okay, but that would be good to have. Okay, so little.
Just some knickknacks.
Yeah.
I like the stocking stuff.
Little gift basket.
Yeah.
Little gift basket.
A gift bucket.
Gift bucket. You can give them a 5-gallon bucket.
Yes.
With all the stuff.
A what?
A Homer bucket. That's what they're called at Home Depot.
They call them Homer buckets?
Yeah. Never heard
the orange buckets?
Read the side of that.
Did you ever see the what was it? The Gold Rush? You ever see Gold Rush on Discovery Channel?
Yeah.
When the guy, he had like all of these buckets full of dirt. And he's panning them, and there was like 0 gold in there. And they were like, you have more money in buckets than you have in gold. They were like Home Depot buckets. They were like $3.50. So anyway, he was not happy.
It's good. All right. Mine, I had one, and I'm going to pivot and go to my secondary.
You didn't have to tell us it.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
My first one was a subscription type thing. But my idea, I told Tim this earlier, was this is for guys, again, not applicable. Maybe it's just for me. It's a shirt. So it's your T-shirt. Every guy's got like his couple T-shirts that he really likes, like the particular ones that he went and found wherever. If they still sell those T-shirts and your guy's shirt is looking ragged,
just get them double them up.
Pop them another one. Because a guy will wear that shirt until it is deceased and falls off his body.
I just went through this with my wife. She's like, can we throw these away?
You don't.
No.
You're like, no, that's my shirt I like. But if she were to show up with a brand new one, you would gladly take that shirt.
I love that idea.
So my mother-in-law accidentally did this for me because she knows I like a particular company, and she went ahead and bought me a shirt. And I open it, and of course I already have it. But I was like, great, back up. As soon as this one starts getting rough, next one comes
I totally agree. Like when you get an article of clothing that's like, you're like, this is good to go. I've done that with shoes where I'm like, I'm going to get a second pair of these shoes. I never do it because it's stupid. But a second shirt that's easy to do, it's $16. Let's do it.
And you already know he likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But are you going to throw away the old one, though?
No, you're going to work in the yard with it.
Yeah, I have a really hard time throwing away old clothes.
I do too. I just have a stack of them in my closet.
Yeah. Even socks. I have got to where I finally have thrown away some socks that I've literally worn for like 8+ years.
Now
I have socks that are over a decade old.
Now that you got those Balegas, you can start offloading some other socks.
Oh, right. Josh talking about my fancy.
The Balegas, those aren't lasting 10 years. They're not lasting that long.
You don't think so?
Not 10, but I think we talked about this on another podcast, but I bought my first pair of Balegas probably 5-6 years ago, and I don't run today. I'm ashamed to
Yeah,
say it.
you've been
Haven't run in a
slacking.
minute. But when I was running like regularly, hundreds of miles through all these socks, I have yet to throw a pair away.
I'm
Like,
sure there are better socks out there, but the Balegas, they're not super. They're a little bit expensive. They're not super expensive. They're easy to get on Amazon, and they're great.
if you've never
Yeah.
bought a running sock, you'll be like, "Oh, why is a sock so expensive?" But you ain't gonna replace it.
Yeah, they're good.
I can
They're good to
remember
go.
when I very first started running. It's been a little over 2 years ago.
Yeah, Tim, we were like, stop it with the white tube socks. Like, come on, man.
I could not. I was like, I'm about to drop $14 on one pair of socks.
They're not that much, are they?
But they're worth
Yes.
it, and they're better at blister control.
No,
all
you
that
you
stuff.
got to have them.
Yeah,
Got to.
it is a game changer. Yeah, we can certainly add Balega socks.
If Tim's giving them props, you know they're good.
Yeah, they really are. And yeah, I have a pair that I've had for about 2 years now, and they're fine. Now I'm not running quite as much as Josh used to run,
Dare you?
but I have put some miles on them for sure, and they hold up really, really well. So
Dude, any sock that can hold up to a man's big toenail, like that's legit.
right.
You got some weird looking big toenails.
First of all,
speaking from a former
I've
roommate,
got a model foot.
I don't know. I disagree. It's bizarre.
All right,
looking.
we'll put our feet on the internet and we'll take a
I feel
vote.
so uncomfortable.
Okay, my next and
Hey, you're skipping me. It ain't cool.
what? No,
Oh,
Josh just
He's
went.
saying you did Balega. That was yours.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Go ahead, Dave.
Okay. I
We'll
appreciate
we'll
that.
wait on you.
You know what? I
Go
appreciate that. I don't really have anything else, but I just wanted. No, I do. So I got it was for my birthday. This is not a birthday gift that I would expect, and it's a birthday gift, I guess, that I bought for myself. So anyway, whatever. I did a Blackstone. Bought a Blackstone, like the griddle. And I'm not a big. I don't grill.
Yeah.
I do not cook, and it's my only downfall. Okay, my wife will.
It's your only
It's
shortcoming.
my only one. But yeah, I don't cook, but I do grill out from time to time. I'm not a big grill person. But this thing, it's fun to use. It's there's a little bit of upkeep. Okay. So I would say
Gotta
that's the
stay on
downfall.
top of that maintenance.
Yeah, you gotta season it because it's an iron griddle, right?
It's propane. Yeah.
And it lives outside.
It's propane. It lives outside. But once you get it all coated up in this, stuff, it's good to go. But super easy to cook on. Makes fantastic burgers. I love it. Go get yourself a Blackstone. You won't regret it.
And for those of you that don't know, this is just a completely flat griddle.
Yes,
Giant
it's a flat
griddle.
griddle. It has replaced my grill. I don't use my grill. I gave my grill to Josh's younger brother.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's special.
Just handed it over.
okay.
Yeah, he's like rolling out with it. He's like, pleasure doing business with you. I'm like, there's no money. No.
There's no transaction.
All right. My other one is running shorts. All right. I was like, can I do it? Can I put this on this list? I
Yes.
don't know.
You've gone there.
I have gone there. Look,
You're like full running list this year
yeah.
with the Balegas.
Yeah, well, I had the Garmin watch
Yep.
and Blagus. Viore shorts, okay?
I don't know those.
I can't believe I'm saying this because these shorts are just stupid expensive.
Yeah, they are expensive.
I cannot believe that I spent money
That's
on
as
these
much
shorts.
as a woman would spend on shorts.
Yes.
Are they $80?
Not quite.
Okay.
I think they're more like 60.
Good running clothes they're
50 or
not
60.
cheap, man. They are not cheap.
I can't believe that I spent that on running shorts. However, they have held up awesome, and they're amazing shorts.
Yeah.
They really are. Now, y'all know I got the short shorts going on now.
You
And
do
that-
run with short shorts, but you got some good looking legs, Tim. I'll give it to
I
you.
appreciate
You got
that,
to when you
Dave.
run, though. When you run a lot. You
Yeah.
can't be running in basketball shorts.
You can't. So if you got a man in your life who's thinking about getting into running, having the proper gear to do the running makes a massive difference. And so I would say look into Viore shorts. They've been
He
they've
might
been
need to
great.
be in a specific physical condition before
is
he
true.
Gotta be slender.
before he agrees to wear
Well,
them.
but you're talking about the price as far as the hobbies go, and even I don't know that. I mean, running is a hobby for some people, but for most people, I think it's just a way to burn some calories. But even as just an activity for burning calories, it's on the cheaper end of
It
doing that.
is.
Like if you get into cycling, you're spending
Yeah.
a ton of money. All right. If you play any sport, if you play even tennis, like tennis rackets are expensive, golf clubs are expensive. Running is comparatively pretty inexpensive.
Agree. That's a good point.
All right. Did we go through that whole list and not have any tools on it?
I think so.
I went with a Home Depot, the grab
Flashlight's
bag.
a tool.
Flashlight, yep.
That's true. That is odd that we did that. Okay. I wanted to talk about.
Hold on, I got to cut you off. I finally
Hey,
bought a laser
quit doing
level.
that.
I finally bought a laser level, so that was on my gift for like 2 years in a row, and so I didn't mention it this year because I finally got my laser level.
Okay. What'd you end up getting?
Like the Bosch, the cheapest Bosch, which I should have got. I'm guessing if you spend more money, they get brighter, which I should have
Yes.
done, because this one, it just does not cut it unless you are using it at night.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you get the green or the red?
It's green.
Okay. That's a step up. It's supposed to be better in daylight. But yeah, if
It's-
it's bright light,
It's not cutting it. Like even they're like, it shoots 50 feet. Lie. Like it's got to be 12
Yeah.
feet away.
I think you got to pony up 250.
I'm not
to
doing
get
that.
A quality.
I don't use it. I don't
Blitzbow.
use it that often. So I don't,
To use outside.
Yeah.
Insides, it's fine.
Yep.
Inside's fine.
All right. Any projects you guys are working on currently or are in the works?
I always have projects that are like 2% started and just 98% never going to get finished.
Bro, you finished your porch, though.
I did finish my porch.
Check it
Ooh, I
out.
hadn't seen
It's
that.
good.
Yeah, finally finished the porch, which was, that was a year in the making, and that was just paint. But that's the worst paint project I've ever done because it's a cedar porch, and it is the worst. I don't know what I'm doing with paint, and I finally I don't know. I was almost done, and I found the right paint. Like it's just really thick, and it would have gone a lot quicker. But yeah, I finally got that one done, so that's good.
Josh, you wrapped up your basement bathroom.
On 95%. Yep. So I'm working. The big hold up there is my mixing valve is recessed too far. So I had to buy a kit to extend it so that the shower handle, and it's still not quite. So my engineer dad is going to help me rig something up to.
I mean, that's got to be a fairly common problem, right?
It is if you're within the realm of reasonable. But I adjusted my wall more after the plumber came in and set that mixing valve.
Gotcha.
Like I plumbed out the wall a little more. So I'm like literally a quarter of an inch out of range of the extension you can buy.
So you did work on the wall because you wanted that to be super straight before
Super square. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, no good deed goes unpunished.
That's right.
Gotcha. I am about to finally start renovating our master bath. It's going to be a huge overhaul. I'm taking over, 2.5 closets. I can't go into I can't explain it all, but
So closets that don't have a bathroom in them right now, you're turning them into bathrooms.
What
Please.
closets have a bathroom in them?
Just saying.
You've kind of
converted.
walked me through it. It's going to be fantastic once it's done.
all right. So we're eliminating my closet in the master bedroom, and then I'm using an IKEA PAX wardrobe, putting that somewhere else in the room. And then my wife also wants to use an IKEA PAX wardrobe, but she wants it recessed into her closet area, which means I have to open up that opening of the closet, if that makes sense. Which, of course, it's a friggin' load-bearing wall because the ceiling joists are obviously holding up the drywall. There is no direct roof load on it, but I still have to do a beam. I had Dave come over, the professional structural engineer, and he told me the news I didn't want to hear, that yes, I'm going to have to put a beam up in there. And of course, it has to be a recessed beam. So
Flush beam.
A flush beam. Whatever. I mean, is it acceptable to say recessed
You can say recess, but in the industry.
in the industry?
It's
we
kind of
call
like
it.
images versus pictures. Tim
Gotcha,
always
gotcha.
tells me they're images. I'm like, okay, dork.
Okay, so I've got to put a flush beam up in there, but it's going to be this challenge because the pitch of my roof is real shallow towards the exterior wall
Wants
there.
to sneak down on that flush beam, doesn't it?
And I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm going to have to just tear it apart and really get into it before I can tell if it's actually going to work. Because I've been looking at it over and over again, and I just can't get a sense of, even taking measurements and everything, I don't know where that beam exactly is going to end up in my attic. So it sucks because I'm having to do all of this work that's sort of in a way related to the bathroom, but it's not the
Just still
bathroom.
prep
Just
work.
to get that project going because I got to figure out the closet situation. So that's going to be a pretty big deal. I've never actually done a flush beam before. I've always done, what would you call that, Dave? Just traditional.
Yeah, just like a header.
A header,
Yeah.
a regular header before. So I've never done that. So it entails cutting every single ceiling joist that will be being held up by that flush beam, and then you're going to put joist hangers and connect it with the beam.
Yeah, so instead of having a like a closet that you walk into, the wall above, the wall that you walk underneath when you go into the closet, that wall is going to be gone. So the ceiling is going to be flush from your bedroom into the closet. So that's what we call it, a flush beam. The beam goes up inside the ceiling or up inside into the attic.
Nice.
So it'll look really good. I think I've done that job before, and it turned out to be a lot. I thought it was going to be just a marathon job and it was going to take forever. We knocked it out in a day. It was a long day, but we got it done, and it wasn't as bad as I thought. So I think you'd be all right.
I mean, if you had two friends, a couple hours,
Y'all gonna come over?
I'm busy.
just put it on my calendar.
I'm already thinking through putting some sort of pulley system on one of the roof joists to hoist the thing up in there. But I don't know. Hopefully you guys.
How wide is the span?
It's under 8 feet.
Yeah, this is the easiest flush beam I think that you could do, except for the issue with your roof wanting to.
Right.
You're putting it right at the edge of an exterior wall, so your roof gets real shallow right there. I think you'd be all right, though. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. So that's the project I got going. Anything else, guys? That y'all wanted
We'll
to
check in next month. These projects should go faster when we're only checking in once a month, right?
Yeah. So the Facebook group is still going. We still have a good bit of activity still happening on there. If you have not checked out the Facebook group, please do so. So seriously, we want to hear from you guys as to what we should cover. And, we've been doing it so long that I feel like we could probably start revisiting some things that we've talked about in the past. So if there's something that you wanted us to go more in detail on, we'd be happy to do that. So reach out on our Facebook group page and let us know what kind of material you guys would like to see us release. So going forward, we are planning. Guys, we're going to do this, right?
I'm all in.
Okay, good. So the whole crew, hopefully we're going to do
Christmas Eve. We're recording this. Right?
We're going to do every month. I don't know exactly when we're going to be releasing shows. Look, guys,
You get it when you get it, okay?
Yeah,
that's the way. That's just how it's going to be.
I will say I have no clue how in the world we did this every week.
It boggles my mind how we made that happen.
I really don't know. I don't know how we did it. Even when we went to every other week, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. And then you guys bailed on me in April, and then I carried the show on for a good minute there, and it just kind of became too much. And so,
well, we're back. We're back and better than ever.
And we'd like to keep it going on a monthly basis. So you guys reach out to us, let us know what you'd like us to talk about, and if you guys don't have anything else, we'll close it out.
We got to bring back that bonus segment.
Yes, of course. Let us know what you want to talk
I'm
about.
gonna lean on those, because I like those.
No more trivia. Let's do something else.
If it's not once a week, I can definitely put together some bonus.
Yeah, I've got some bonus.
Another Faces of Death.
Yeah.
There's some bonus material coming up because there has been a planking record break. It broke.
Was it an old man?
Whoa.
Old men are always the best.
So
at
was it
planking.
you, Josh, that had that, or was it me? I had a bonus
I think it
segment.
was you.
Okay, I had a bonus segment on a guy that had the world record planking, and his was for 8 hours. This dude did it for 9-something hours. Okay, I don't know if I could do a whole bonus segment on that. I mean, that's pretty much the whole story.
Okay, so good. That was a good bonus
there you
segment.
go. There you go. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for this month's show, and we'll catch you guys next month. Hey, have a really happy Thanksgiving, and really try to enjoy this holiday season coming up. And we'll see you in December.